Junior, can you hear us today?
Yes.
Oh, we're on week 6.
We couldn't hear before because it
Yeah,
was
that's wrong. That's week 5. Yeah, I have it in the meeting notes. It's always. Can you pull up? Sorry, Spawn. Yeah, if you can.
Let me just.
Yeah, get the zoom up down. Make sure people can hear us.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, Junior, can you hear us? Okay.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, we can't hear you.
is there audio meter?
See, it's on our end.
Wait, Jim, can you say something?
Tom, can you say something?
Yep, I can hear
Okay.
Junior.
All right, we hear Tom. We don't hear Junior.
Wait, what? But
Ah, we hear you now. Okay, we hear you now. Okay, good.
They're they're playing tricks on you, Junior.
Yeah.
Lies.
Okay. So, all right. Apologize here. I'm just okay, getting back in here. All right. So coffee.
Oh, that's
You had this
12.
before,
All right. Well, let me start with I'm gonna start with my update. Gian and I had a work session today. We're trying to get the Mac and the PC builds tested from the server. No problem with the PC build. We're able to make a zip file, put it up in our server space. I made a link. We did Flood Adventure today. Under the under 18 page that we have on there on the Flood Adventure website. Yeah, why don't we share that? We can show people what's going on with that. So if you go close it, just open up a new window for us. Yeah, and then eli.lehigh.edu. There you go, right there. All right, go on, click immersive learning. This is all under construct, click Flood Adventure. And then scroll, and then it was under the first one. Okay. All right, scroll down. Keep going, scroll down, scroll down. All right. So here's what happened. So we got the instructions, we've got things labeled. We're good to go. That version on the PC is putting data into RedCap. Now, on a Mac, here's where we're having an issue. And I didn't have time yet to like do a Google, not Google, even Google search or even a ChatGPT to try to problem solve this. So I want to do that, and I'm probably going to do that right after we're done with this meeting, and then put in a help ticket. What happened was, well, first I'll tell you, we made the build, we put the build on the external drive, we copied the build onto my laptop, launched it, no problem. It launched, the pretest was there. I just did the pretest and it went right into the database. So the build's fine. Again, I didn't do the entire playthrough, but I know that, the build seems to be fine. I put it on the server, made a zip file, and when you click on that zip file on the Mac, don't do it here, but I get this for your PC, but it says Flood Adventure Mac can't be opened because Apple cannot check it for malicious software. The software needs to be updated. Contact the developer for more information. And it's like, what the F, right?
Did they not let you like
Dr. Bodzin,
pass that?
Dr. Bodzin, this is a standard procedure from both operational systems. Because we are not a full-fledged software development that has like partnerships or they flag our softwares as possible malicious attempts. But since we know, but it's us. So maybe we will have to make a disclaimer in the website. But because it's a software, a very small group, especially like us, we can click OK because there aren't any malicious attempts or whatever, right? So Windows will say that as well
Is it not?
sometimes because they say, oh, we prefer that you download from our Microsoft Store. And Apple will do that for anything, including with like non-software. So I think then what we need to do is to add a step in the website to remind people that you need to click yes. I would still want to open the software regardless because I know the source of the content.
It doesn't let me do it though.
Wait, it doesn't have a prompt for you to do it, like. Usually there's like a prompt, like advanced anyway. Yeah, that's.
It
They're
says,
usually hidden. They are usually hidden. They don't want you to find that.
they don't want you to find it?
Yeah, you have to go into settings. There's a whole process. There's a whole process to like unlock it via settings.
Oh,
Typical Apple.
Because I think Apple doesn't make you
Oh.
admin. That's what, I think that's the difference between.
Like,
Taking out Windows and
they release a lot like a feature where you can download like
They don't let you download
unknown
those.
source files.
yeah, all right, so let me see if it's this one
Like there's
right here.
users, like admin user, stuff like that.
Okay, so, sorry, all right, so let's,
Might
so
not
I've
technically.
got it pulled up right now, right? I just clicked on this version here. All right, and then I clicked OK there, hold on. Is that the,
I think there's something pop up here, right? Like in this Explorer, I think there's some like live venture pop up here, like
there's a pop,
this one, like this one.
this thing?
No, like this, like Explorer behind the tab that you're opening, like
There's
this,
something behind here.
like this sign. I think it's something pop up here, but I'm not pretty sure.
All right, so we try one more time, and then we'll move on. All right,
Yeah, you might have to go to your system settings update.
click privacy. Can you copy that and, or send me this, that link?
I'll just put on the meeting notes or share anything.
No, send it to me as an, yeah, put it in the meeting notes and I'll grab it from there. Okay. All right. All right, so probably there's gonna be, private cyber makes go down, those streets like open, but open anyway. All right, so I'll try that. Yeah, if you put that in there, I'll try that before I leave tonight. Okay, thanks. All right. Yeah. All right, hopefully, because I'm working, I gotta get the instructions on here. Okay, so moving on. So that was my update. Thanks, Junior. Thanks, Juan. I appreciate that. Because I think once we get the language and I can get it up on the Flood Adventure site, then when we get the builds for all the other Watershed Explorer versions, I'll have the right language. I'll be able to just move over. Okay. All right, next. Okay. Let's go to Maddox, the mystery of the Lehigh Gap. Because you have an issue, right?
Oh, yeah, yes, so I mean, I'll need to pull up,
On the sprint report, there was an issue.
yeah, I'll need to pull up the red tab.
Good job, everybody on the sprint report, by the way. So are we all organized and set for next week on this? This was good. Everybody did a
I
good
think,
job.
well, I don't know if technically we're changing, because this,
Oh,
it was me leading it this week. I don't know if we're changing. I mean, we don't have to change, but I don't know if we, had a plan that we like rotate.
how many have you done?
I think I did 3. How many did
I
you?
think just you and me. Have already done
Did you do
Yes.
3 when you did it?
Yeah, I think it's only been you two so far, that's for sure.
Because this was week 6, yeah, you did 3.
All right, who wants to do sprint report for next week?
I would definitely forget it.
I don't just
Except to
call
read.
Okay, all right, so read it. So you know what to do, right? Prepare the, we got a template and
Yeah.
just copy template and then, and you can make the link, right there in the, In fact, remember, next week's spring break, right? So we don't meet next week. So I'll just put, you put the template, I just put from March 17th right above it, and you can just hop in the sprint report.
So yeah, what's the, like, are we still like working next week, or is it just like a break?
No, it's break.
Okay,
It's break.
So then
no hours,
just,
it's so the hours would be like this week, right?
right,
Because it's for this week, and
Yeah.
then the week after is break. Yeah.
so just have like your hours done by when we get back, like the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. So if you wanna, I don't know.
well, for me, I'm working extra because I have to make up.
Yeah,
hours,
so you've
like,
got some backlog.
Okay.
So
Cool.
if you wanna work this week, if you wanna work during the break, work during the break.
I'm joining the Zoom so I can screen share then.
Yeah, okay.
I always forget to do that at the beginning.
He's
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 sharing.
he's sharing.
Yeah, well, basically, like, I keep forgetting, but like, what's going to lobster, right?
Okay, I'll share the whole screen, that's fine.
No, I think he's sharing.
So in RedCap, like I said, the analytics is working. So if I go to, well, actually, I can just show you the document that I. Yeah, that's actually the silver. We should change that.
Double click the screen time.
What's that?
I never knew that. I was trying to do that. Oh my god. I spent like 3 weeks trying to find it out.
Oh, wait, you commented. I didn't see that. Okay. But yeah, I have an example of like, let me zoom out, I guess. Actually, no,
Couldn't
I'll leave.
see it also.
Yeah, wait, let me make it bigger. This isn't the issue. I'm just showcasing what it looks like. But like, so this is, I think I played from the beginning to like, well, part 2 after puzzle, I guess. But yeah, the only like quirk about like how the data is coming in, besides what I'll mention that T commented on already in the document, because of the way the audio like works, like it essentially gets reassigned, like it reassigns the value every scene, just like when it loads.
Mhm.
So it says like, because I have it so that when the slider changes of the volume, it like I just have it coded like to track that. So I guess the slider is technically changing every scene because of the way it loads. I don't really know how to prevent that. So I don't know, worst case, the data, it just might like, it has some bloated. Basically every new scene, you're gonna see like BGM volume change and SFX volume change. If that's like a really big issue for data, then I can try to look into it, but
Well, it's not.
yeah, it sounds very like, because I already struggled to like make the audio work, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know. I guess that like I could like there's the on off buttons for the audio and like that's working fine. I just don't really know how else, because like obviously the player is the one who almost always like is actually changing the volume with the slider. It's just that I guess I could code.
If you don't touch the volume at all, you just said.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm like. I didn't touch it at all, like my playthrough. And besides maybe the beginning, I think, yeah. And you can see because I coded it to track the name of the scene you're in, so it says, let me go to like if you look at like, I guess starting in like part 2 or no, because it says I did try changing there, so like yeah, okay, this is a good example. Or this all the puzzle, yeah. So starting here, like after part 2, I didn't change the volume myself. And it says BGM volume change in puzzle 1, sound effects volume change in puzzle 1, I definitely didn't change the audio in the puzzle. And then this is all the data for the actual puzzle, so you can see like the matches they made, or I made, I guess. Because this was me. And yeah, it tracks the non-scoring match. That's cool, but that's not the point.
Well, why is it?
So then when you can see there's a lot of data for that puzzle, obviously. So this is at the end of the puzzle. And it says player completed puzzle 1, so we know we're out of the puzzle. And then BGM volume change, sound waves volume change, and again, I didn't change it myself, so. Yeah, basically like the way the sound manager system works, that was set up. Just, you know, it's been like that. It just, because the slider is, it's weird, because like I have it set so like, or I can show you actually what I have it set to. Let me go to a scene. I don't like how the this scene is organized, so it's more confusing. Okay. So yeah, in UI canvas options slider. Okay. So yeah, this is one of the audio sliders, and I guess it sets a value change, which is this an event trigger? It's a slider. I mean, I wonder like, I don't know if there's other things you can do for a slider maybe than value change. It's just like I have to redo all of this like for each scene. Like with it, if I change it from like on value change, because I don't know if it's like on, if there's like on player change or something like player click for a slider. Because I guess technically since like the value is changing, it's not actually reliant on the player using the slider. Even though that's usually how you do it, if that makes sense. It's like the sound manager script changes the value itself, so that's counting as value change every scene. So yeah. What? No, what were you gonna say?
I was just thinking of like if you can get like who's making the change like this, you like if you can somehow find like if it's like the sound manager making a change, like you know, it's like the global variable or something, if you don't have it other way. You can just
I mean,
Can I, let me ask a
Yeah.
question. So somehow, when anything with regarding to the sound manager getting changed, it's getting sent to RedCap, right?
yeah, oh, I can show you the script for that, or what, like why it's doing that.
Because and I wish Salong could be here.
'Cause
He's
I-
here, but he's not in the room right now.
Okay.
I had like a back-to-back meeting. Yeah, so in the code, yeah, show me in the code.
Well, I made all these functions. I can show you. Let me just think of them. Oh,
Because the sound manager, anything a player would do would just be changing the volume, right?
yes.
Changing,
Go
in
ahead.
terms of log data
Mhm.
and analytics, I don't see that as being important.
Whether player changing the volume.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't see that as being important. So is there a way that we can code out the, anything that regards the volume changes? I think there he is, just in time. So Along, just try to get you to speak quickly. Can you show him that output real quick?
Yeah. So
So what's happening is we're getting in the analytics whenever the sound manager in the game is
Right.
being changed, even if a player doesn't do it, right? Just because the volume is changed in the thing. It's grabbing into RedCap. And so what we were just talking about is, you know, even if a player changes the volume, that's not really that important.
okay.
So, yeah, so I was gonna, so what we're recommending, you know, we're glad you walked in to just affirm us, but we were just about to recommend maybe coding out the analytic coding. So anything related to sound manager doesn't get coded into analytics.
Yeah.
Is that
So
something you can do?
I mean, I would literally, the easy way to do it is I
Delete it.
just comment out.
Yeah,
The function doesn't do anything because I already placed like I don't really want to go through and remove all the calls to it, but
No,
like,
we don't want you, no, we don't
I'll
want
just
you to
make,
do
I'll
that.
just make it not do anything. It's fine. Like,
Yeah.
so,
So you can just comment out that code, right? for the
yes,
Sound manager.
yes. So what will still happen,
Yeah.
what will still happen is if the player uses, because there's the like on and off buttons for the audio, that will still be tracked. And that's like, that isn't, that's like coming in normally, but we still want that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, because I wonder if I don't know, I forget if I hit. Oh, I think I have it coded so there's no like background music turn on, background music turn off. It's just like change. Like if it's on or off, it doesn't like matter. But yeah, I think that's fine. So I'll just comment out that code.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
that's good. So yeah, because it's just like bloating our data. So it's not ideal. But yeah, you can see there's a couple things I coded so that it tracks like what scene it's in. I mean, the volume's a good example. But this player completed puzzle 1. That's actually like it's not like hard coded, like it's let me- this is a massive file. There's like 500 lines. Puzzle. The Zoom thing is blocking my search thing. Let me get that. Okay. Puzzle. Yeah. So it just tracks the name. So it's like nice. Same thing with video scrubbed and yeah, a couple other things, text flipped, all that. But okay, so that's good. So we know what to do with that. Now the thing that I saw that T commented on should be placed in a game object that won't be deactivated.
Or you go have it on.
So wait, place in a game object that won't. Oh,
You know, like sometimes you click game object and it disappear, or
Yeah.
it's moved to the next.
oh, wait. Oh. So you mean here? So in
Yeah,
some
Kevin had that
scenes,
same issue. with,
I have
uh,
my thing in a separate submit folder, right?
I mean,
Is
the
that-
game object that you call send response.
Well, technically that's this. Yeah.
I
It's
mean-
I just have it in the. It's like
No, like
top level.
when you have like the on-click event and you have like put the object in and then send response, like the one that you call send response and
Okay, so let me. Well, so sometimes half of the things are in fungus code blocks
oh my gosh.
and half of it's in an actual button. This is an example of one is being called here,
Yeah.
which that shouldn't be a problem.
I mean,
I think we're
when you do red cap,
yeah.
when you do check like when it start like splitting record IDs, like at what moment or what button,
Well, yeah. So it was happening every scene
like
because I have a submit thing at the end of every scene.
Mhm.
So
Like every scene.
yeah, if I show you my red cap, I think one playthrough was like 7 to 10 because I didn't play all the way, and then one was like this is all. If I look, the timestamp should be similar, so we could do it like that.
Which red cap projects are you?
Oh, it's not in. It's still like on my account. I have to like
All right, so
give
you
the.
haven't shared it with.
Yeah, I
the,
have to give the
labs,
lab
okay.
account the access thing.
Yeah.
Which I will do now. It's like pretty much
Yeah,
done.
yeah, if you can
Um,
go ahead and do that, that'd be helpful. That
yeah.
way I can look at what you've got, what's coming in.
But yeah, so I'm in 14 here. If I go to, I don't know, we can look at the last thing. Players scrubbed through video in part 2, and that's what number is that? Okay, 25. So I mean, I'll try to. If I go to 15, it's going to have all of the data that 14 had plus whatever was after that because it's the scene. Oh no, this is I started a new thing. So it's 15, and then 16 is going to have what 15 had. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's wait, and here. Yeah, an interactive table doc. So like that's that was the menu thing that like loads the diorama prologue. And then if I go to 17, it should like have that in it and everything like that. So. Yeah, so this is like, this is part one newspaper, that's after that, so like,
Yeah, interesting.
basically it's. Sometimes it's, in most scenes with flow charts. I put the submit thing here, so that's not getting disabled by anything, and then. It's actually called in a fungus code block, which like. I mean, fungus
The fungus
is fungus, so like,
post, it's just like a system script, it's not like in a specific email chest, right?
well, actually, you're meant to. You actually do have to specify an object here.
All right, can we wrap this up?
Yeah, well, I'm trying. Uh. So wait, you said. I mean, I get what you're saying. So I think there's I'll look into that. I think there's spots where that could be happening.
Mhm.
So I'll figure it out. But that's just the issue that I'm having for now, but. Yeah, I mean, the main update is that it's like pretty much
Almost done.
done. It's just ironing out that issue. So
Gotcha. All right.
every like actual function I coded like worked, so that was good. But
Okay.
yeah, I can,
Um,
I can,
Have we? Like, do we have a sense of, we haven't made a build on this one yet, have we?
a build for,
PC?
there's a WebGL build, but right now there's a hiccup in like part
Okay,
2A that like stops it from running, so I have to fix that because I think it's
All
from
right.
like a recent red cap thing.
do you, in plastic, is there, so in terms of, people at plastic real quick?
Yeah.
Up here,
I have a lot still local that I'm gonna push like this week.
you go to Branch Explorer. So we've been doing everything with, for WebGL. I said WebGL, is main still, it says Windows there, right?
This is Windows. No no analytics or anything, just Windows build straight. It's just the game only. So what I plan to do is like, I'm just, because this is the web, what I have, like my changes when I push it is gonna be. This is actually backwards of what we wanted to end up with, but
Yes.
that change set doesn't really matter, but like. This change set will be actually the WebGL just with analytics because I don't actually have the post scene or the post test scene, like it exists and works in this build, but I don't actually have it like set up and like there's no button that like takes you to the post test. So it's basically the WebGL build with analytics only, and then what I'm gonna do is just add the post test connected to that.
Mhm.
But then I'm gonna take this WebGL with just the analytics and make that back into a Windows build.
Okay,
So I guess I would merge that back to main at that point
yes. All
for
right,
the Windows build.
all right, so let me kind of try to get the big picture in case
Okay.
you forgot the big picture. I think we've talked about this. What I'd like, and again, I don't know how big this is gonna be, when we zip it up at the end of the day, but what I'd like us to see if we can make happen is, similar to what we're doing with Flood Adventures and all the other ones, is I'd like to have a PC build and a Mac build.
Yeah.
That has the data collection. So that somebody can download it on the website and, play it.
Yeah.
And then we would have another version also on the PC, because once you're on that PC branch, it does, you make your PC build, you make your Mac build, right? So we
Right.
would want a PC branch that would have with the data collection, like a final with data collection, and then we'd want also we'd want a new branch coming off that's final without data collection.
But analytics is always a thing, right?
Analytics
Yeah.
always stays.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that can keep the analytics can still.
But
keep
there's a
going.
like Windows, well, all builds have a version with data collection fully, like post test and analytics, like that's for all builds, right? WebGL, Windows, Mac.
Yes,
Okay, and then all builds will also have a version with just analytics.
just
Okay.
yeah.
And there's no builds with no analytics. they all have.
Correct, yeah,
Okay.
we can keep serving analytics into
Yeah.
that database as
Okay.
long as we want.
Yeah, that
We've
makes
got
sense.
permission. We've got IRB permission to
Okay.
do that, and we've got the language on the website that.
So yeah,
requires it. So
yeah,
we'll
this
have-
Windows change set was
Yeah.
that was the stable Windows build with no. Well, that, yeah, I updated the 2023 and. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm all set with that then. Those builds should all be done this week. Well, by the time we meet.
Yeah,
So,
okay,
okay.
thanks. All right. Let's move on. Watershed Explorers, update. Where are we?
So Juan and I have tested all WebGL versions and they work fine. Data is going to RedCap,
Okay,
so I think we could wrap up like the WebGL by now.
okay,
And now I'm working with the green versions. I think we're doing yellow.
Yeah, yellow and full, definitely.
Yeah, like we doing PC builds. I'm doing green, like the PC builds. For green, I'm doing green, and Juan doing yellow and full. And I'm also testing green VR,
Yeah.
just
yellow here.
for some like your Juan is testing yellow VR.
Yeah, definitely.
okay.
And you said like the red cap data also went in for the PC phone yellow, like that should be.
For the BC,
Yeah.
I think we need to for the BC builds. I think we need to test for red cap, but I already tested the red cap for green VR and it's worked.
Yeah, no, I mean like earlier today, like I tested the,
WebGL.
yeah, no, not Montreal, but like the desktop version for yellow and full, that one, right?
You did.
Yeah, it is.
Wait. So the red cap, I thought you were doing WebGL, but you're doing BC.
No, yeah, I was doing PC for full Mac, sorry, the full version and the yellow version.
That's a full PC.
Yeah, the full PC and the yellow PC. So, yeah,
That's
so yeah,
So have you done on one of these, I'm in IVR one full PC
Yeah.
on Red Cap. Has there been a test that has a complete playthrough,
I guess
Yeah.
the number 10.
number 10?
yeah, this is
Yeah.
just earlier today. Like,
Number 11 is on like fixing bugs.
yeah, like one of them was fixing bugs and the other was like the whole playthrough.
Mhm.
But the fixing bugs one was like one thing or like.
Only in Eastern.
you know. So yeah, there should be one full playthrough in there.
Number 10 is full.
But yeah, like, if the red cap data is all fine, I can send you just now, because like I finished stepping them with.
All right, yeah, that looks good. So I guess the question is, all right, so here's sort of kind of the next steps that we have to do
Yeah.
with this too. With like, so full PC, we'll need to make a PC build, like the zip file,
Yeah, the,
and then we'll have to do the Mac build too and place it on the server. And we actually have to test them. We have to
Yeah, do another test.
bring them down.
Just a quick
Um,
question, so just to make sure, so
Yeah,
this is what I got when I got it, so I should just also put O into this kind of stuff, right? Like this is what I should send you?
well, no, we need to. We need to make it so that whatever we call it, it makes sense from the on the website so we can code.
Oh, yeah, no,
right?
I've been like this. I
So-
thought we should change the.
The name, so just for example, and I apologize, I'm not sharing the screen here. I think I still have this open.
Oh, yeah, it's just wrong.
All right, so if you look, so on the server, what we did was, and this is out of the test folder now, so in the flood folder, the PC, so we have, you know, the red cap's the red cap, because this is part of the web address. So whatever we do, we kind of want to keep the, like this one has no survey and this one has third survey. And then if you go into the survey. I don't know why it makes me have to just do every time. Yeah, that's what too. This is annoying. You see how you have an index.html, so when you make the build, everything is gonna have to you have everything but the index, right? And then, and that's under, so the web address for this
We can go back.
is gonna be like
Who else?
flood, it's that long URL, it's VR watershed /flood/survey index.html, right, for that one. And if you look here at, this is the flood PC zip. So the web address you get in there, it's VR watershed/flood, and then it's going to be just floodpc.zip. That's the PC one. The Mac one, I'm not sure yet. I'm hoping it's going to be, once I read that documentation you sent me, I hope it's going to be just this floodadventure.zip and not this .app, because we tried them both and we couldn't make either work, but I think it's going to have to be the .zip.
Gotcha. And like this,
Well, we can-
the stuff that should be in there, right?
What, this is the full bill?
Yeah, the for
WebGL?
No, it's for Windows.
Yes, and it's, that's your executable, right?
Yep.
That should have like a .exe on it or something like
Yeah.
that. So just make sure that that does have a .exe, and what we want to do too is change the name of these two so that there's no spaces. See how you've got to say Watershed Explorers, all one word. And if we need to set up a time when we're done with the meeting, Quan, if we want to kind of work through nomenclature, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, okay. I mean, like probably lots of days since I have like.
No.
But yeah.
No, but we can, if we want to set up a
Gotcha.
time, to meet or something, we can do that. Like maybe after we're done meeting, we can set up a time. Okay,
Yeah.
get on our calendars. I'm still working through, I have a good sense of this, but it does make a difference in terms of how you label files and how we're gonna link things and have it be displayed on the web browsers. So the PC I'm good at. We've got that figured, and hopefully by Wednesday I can figure out the specs, so.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so I'm hoping after break, maybe we'll have this all
Yeah, I think
ready.
we could wrap it after the jury.
Trying hard to get those headset builds on those
The
So-
VR version?
VR with the APKs
Oh.
too. So we haven't done anything with the APKs yet.
I did, I mean, putting APK on the server?
Well, we have to do that too. So we have to get the APK made.
Yeah, we
all
made the APK, right?
Yeah, we're making the APK, but like we are
Has it
under
been-
testing.
All right, yeah, so I need the APK in the headset needs to be tested to make sure that all that played through completely so that the red cap's in the database.
Mhm.
Once we do that, and we've got that APK file labeled, then we'll be able to put up on the server, but more importantly, we'll be able to load them on those
Mhm.
headsets, and then we can start giving everybody the headsets. So it's really fun to do.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it sounds like you got the APK and you finalized everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all the kinds of like.
All right, so
Yeah,
APK has to be tested, for the yellow and green need to be tested on the headsets. I'll add that to the notes.
Yeah.
That would be that'd be a nice, I don't know, I don't want to tell you what to prioritize, but if we do prioritize those APKs to get them on the headset and tested, then that gets the headsets out to everybody in the group quicker.
Okay.
All right, so,
Wait, when we send you the APK later, like it can just be the APK itself. We don't have to separate anything.
well, and it's gonna be interesting with the APK file. I assume it's just this one file, right?
Yeah.
Whatever
Yes.
dot APK. And I don't know if, Junior, have you ever downloaded an APK from a website before?
Yeah, so we can do that because it's how people make their software for headsets or
Yeah.
mobile cell phones available. And since we are not registered with the Meta store or whatever, this is a viable option for us to disseminate our material. Like, let's say the
Until-
person has a headset and
Yeah.
wants to install our games. They can do that via APK side loading with Quest. What is that? I forgot the name of that software, the SideQuest.
SideQuest, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's on our. Yeah, and
This is in our documentation, how to
Yeah, and
side
that-
load APKs with SideQuest
yeah,
as
the
well.
last thing up there is Gian and I want to get everything into Metastore and SideQuest. We still, that's kind of on our to-do list once we get all this stuff on our own website. Okay,
And it's just like what you said now, it's much easier to do this on our website because
Yeah.
we are an educational institution, it's research-based and stuff, so it's reliable. So people would not feel afraid to download the APK of our games and side load into their headsets. Whereas trying to do the process like with Meta, it's problematic and lots of bureaucracy and assessments of quality to see if everything is matching the minimum criteria of compatibility. So that it's a job in itself.
so I'm just gonna, I just added this for the test the APK, make sure, and then after that, identify the known plastic, also, in our notes, this document. Because once we have the chain set noted and the date and all that, then Gian and I can work together to do that in the lab on Mondays. That won't take long, once it's there, just nurse. Get in one, that's. Just make sure on the APKs, that they say like water, you know, like WE industrial history, WE, environmental issues, or watershed explorers, so that you know which one's which. You know, we don't want just initials because, yeah, so I would say, and I'll put this in the notes, try, and again, I don't know what it's gonna look like, right? Try naming, here, I'll put this, try the whole name. I don't know how that's gonna be. But once you make the build, APK build, and you look at it under, I forget what you call it. It's sort of like my applications or something when you load it. Try the big name, and if it's crazy, then we'll go WE, right? Okay. Let's see what it looks like. If it's ideally, it'd be good to have the whole things, because once we get those, then we'll get Jacobsburg's we'll get them on our headsets, we'll get Jacobsburg headsets, we'll get them on theirs, we'll get Chad's headsets, and we'll start getting these on all our partners' headsets. Okay. Okay. All right, thanks, T-Quan. Anything else before we shift to Lehigh RiVR story?
This is a really good movie.
I mean, do you have anything to say?
You're
No,
all
not really.
fast.
Any words? Okay.
Okay. All right, let's turn it over to Michelle, Reed, Liam, Eliza, me. For your updates. There was an issue, right? Reed had issues in this sprint report, I saw.
Meeting, tried to play test with the actual headset.
Yeah.
Scene 6 wasn't working. It's just like a white screen.
Yeah.
As we led. Scene 7 though, worked. Yeah, you can see everything.
Should we plug in a headset and do some demos here today?
Yeah, we tried it with this computer.
Should we do that?
I think we use
right
Wesley
now?
to,
Yeah, why not? Take a look so we can all see what's going on.
Question, did you have like the other scenes as well? Was that 6 and 7?
No,
Okay,
but those were having issues to begin with.
It's not just
That,
like, I was just wondering if the other scenes was like having an issue with yours.
The white screen, it must be a camera.
Yeah, so did everybody check into the plastic before coming in today?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. So I think my gut, well,
if you.
I guess before we merge, to ask the question,
The camera
did-
was fine, like when the camera was to the headset.
everybody
Just
pretty much
Oh, like,
was working in your own
the
photosphere,
last one
right?
Just happened in one. round.
Yeah.
So there shouldn't be any overlay. So yeah, why don't we merge everybody back? Junior, I think, would it make sense to just merge everybody to main first and then we'll do the test, with the headset from main?
Yes, just
Yeah.
it shouldn't be a problem because they came from the
Yeah.
same source, which is main,
Yeah,
the same day, and they were working in different photospheres. So it's
Yeah.
very likely that there won't be any conflict.
right. And then what should happen if we're lucky. Nina, Lisa, what should happen is when we merge, then we should be able to identify which elements of which photosphere seem to be working well. We should be able to copy the components.
Well, the thing is, I'm sphere, like I'm in scene 6, which is like
That's the animation.
yeah. So
Okay.
that I was thinking it had something to do with that. Considering like Liam's scene as a photosphere, that worked fine.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. We could still.
Yeah, let's just merge. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to merge. It just means that scene 6 has got issues. All right, fine. Let's do the merge first.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're just getting something.
All right, so we're gonna model this for everybody
Before that though, like,
pending
you
change.
know what worked on these, right? Like these are just from.
This is from when we tested it.
Oh, yeah.
So
Just
I'm just
undo on
checking.
the-
Undo, should be fine.
Okay, so first I'm gonna go for, let's go from left to right. Or should it change, now what you're. For instance, two.
Main. Yay, 0, file conflicts. That's what we want to see. Yeah. That's what we want to see.
And
Lisa.
two, main. Hey.
Yay.
Oh, very
Real
good.
complex. This is so nice when it's like this.
Yeah. Hey.
Nice. Still nice 1L. Like that. Yeah. Right, Michelle? It's 1L. 1L or 2Ls in your name?
1L.
1L. that's what I
Okay,
thought.
thank you. Keep forgetting. Yeah.
And
Yep, we're hearing. Wait, so should we go through the other members first before we get into the issue, or should we get into the issue first?
Liam, did you?
Why don't we take a look? Why don't we take a look at each photosphere? And we kind of see what y'all did and what it's looking like in the headset, right?
So yeah, like the issue with mine, like it works on the device and it's just that it's like that and something that's like acting strange.
Hmm.
Yeah, probably this one, okay.
So T, do you want to drive while he has the headset on and figure out which couple Unistorm weather? is
I jumped on the.
Two actually individuals.
You're gonna be wrestling, right?
Yep, that's right. Wait, I need to turn the conference on, but that was putting on. Is it updating? Wait, do you want to see that, Dr. Watson? Wait, is this updating? or
Is it
this something else?
updating? Oh,
I
man.
don't, wait,
It's quick, don't worry. It's
wait,
quick.
just a quick, like, do you want to look at it? Like, I don't know
I
if
don't
it's
wanna
updating
look
or
at
if it's setting or something.
I always, it's
I don't-
like have a new,
Well, I mean, like, it's not at least.
it's a metabolism OS, which I haven't seen before.
Oh, that's true. What is it? No, what the hell? Like,
It's new, it's new.
well, it's already done, but like, yeah.
So is it,
Horizon Central, what is this? Wait, yeah. You might have to, I think.
Meta's messing with it, huh?
I hate that.
I think
Oh,
that's
controller update. It's updating controller. Just wait.
Wait, it's updating controller.
in the meantime, can we go into scene structure in the high view? Yeah,
Oh.
go to camera setup.
I mean, you connected, and then is there a new, is he connected?
No, it doesn't say anything.
It's just saying like USB.
Yeah, like, usually sometimes, like, sometimes I don't get why.
Did it say it? Did it say no? No.
No, I'm
I'm just looking for, that's it. Yeah. You like,
There it goes.
wait, no, it's, okay, yeah, and then I can launch it.
That's good. So
The black space up?
Just like I need to control the boundary.
yeah, we don't have to
Really that. Oh my god, wait, I can try and remake the boundary, but this is, oh, yeah, how to.
Did it do
Yeah,
green
I'm
scan
gonna-
instead of station?
Good?
Yeah, that's a way your side.
Is it okay to launch?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright.
Would be transported.
I mean, do you guys wanna do this with that, or do you guys?
Okay.
Well,
It's a desktop.
I see it moving. It's, the scene's running, you know.
Yeah, the sun's running, but
it
like,
looks like it's loading, but like,
Give it a minute. Sometimes it's,
yeah, that's a big system.
we got some error message in council.
like lines, yeah.
Junior, can you see this?
Yes, what is the issue?
That's something we get across. Yeah,
Controller animator component missing. On right controller vision.
Like,
It seems like.
So is somebody in the headset?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Juan's in the headset.
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
Juan, try to see the controllers in your hand.
Yeah.
It did not move that.
I mean,
Actually,
that's the
this
way
is
to
not
make it.
being, this is not showing us. We are seeing what the screen on the computer is showing us, not what Juan is seeing.
Yeah, I don't think you loaded
Yeah.
rapidly in.
Yeah, like I'm not sure it's quite quick, but it keeps showing like a few minutes, like loading.
Oh, so if it's been loaded, just try.
Is this scene 6 that we're looking at? Yeah, and
Try to,
yeah, and so the issue with scene 6, according to Reed, was that
wait,
in the headset, it was just getting blank.
is it working?
No, should I try and like?
Are you, so what are you,
disabling and enabling, like,
well, are you
try it, it would just be a white screen.
wait, so what are you seeing? Are you seeing anything, Juan, like
Like
this?
just loading, yeah, or like that's all black, and that's white again.
It's white?
So it's in the white space.
So it's
He's
a
done
white
this one.
screen.
Like, we didn't even get to the actual scene yet.
Yeah.
For the, that's it.
Wait, why is oh, okay.
It's just typical quest link issues. That it just doesn't want to work sometimes, so.
Should I disable?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay, so I'll disable content.
Yeah. I've had it though, like it just refuses to work and I have to redo that instead.
Also change your.
Gee, you can stop playing.
Uh,
Also disable the XR device simulator component because although the object is disabled, I have experienced many times that scripts will run sometimes regardless. And because we have it connected, we have it connected, we would like to run the headset, not the simulator. Did we open like the MetaQuest app? Did we connect the link cable and give the permission? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
Paul was in the Wi-Fi earlier.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah.
okay, it didn't work. Stop. Let's go to the package, window package manager. Go down to XR plugin management. Where is that thing that we find the Oculus one?
Everything else just a headset thing. It's just not working.
Should we just try it?
Is it like there?
Yeah.
No, wait. Oh, wait, no, it's not there. I'm sorry. Chief,
Either
can you go
rebooted
to
or-
File, System, it's been a while that I don't use Unity. Close this window,
Oh, wait, yeah.
File,
Wait, so it's like.
File.
File, yeah.
Build, no, wait. What is that again?
Just like, kind of like a player.
For player settings.
I want the player settings. How do we get there again?
Look at.
Fine, you might try a different headset?
Oh, they changed the interface of the player settings.
I never had that.
Okay, click now on Android. Oh, wait. Oh, you haven't changed the platform to Android. It's on Windows.
Oh,
Okay, so that's newbie mistakes. We all make them. That's life. Great. There's no issues, Dr. Bodson.
What?
No issues.
No
wait,
issues?
I never did
The
that.
platform was on PC.
It's because the computer was in Windows. It was not in Android platform.
I've never done that before though. Switch things.
Um,
I've always used that. I've never always been in Windows.
So Maddox, you were lucky S because you need to switch to Android for you to be able to test that.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's just Unity.
well, no, but I at home, I don't think I changed it either. Unless maybe the project settings.
I
like,
don't know, I
blocked
had
it.
to like specify like Oculus XR, but like, I don't think I've ever done something like that.
so it was on which one? Windows?
Yeah.
No, but this is. Let me ask a dumb question. When we're making like our builds today, like John and I were making builds, I think everything was on Android. We didn't need to like change the platform, did we, for the build?
Sure, this thing is like Unity 6 though.
Yeah, I thought you
can use Android when you're building a VR version.
yeah, on the actual headset. I thought I didn't have to do Windows.
Because we just followed the instruction for making the build when you're gonna build this is build profile, not build.
It's Unity 6, like
It's the same thing. It
the
just looks like-
instructions we make probably using our own Unity editor
Yeah.
management
I miss how it used to be.
something. It's
Yeah,
different.
no, it's the same as what we're used to seeing. It just looks different.
Really?
They separated Windows, Mac, and I guess Linux into different like categories.
All right.
And
Flood Adventure, we never upgraded that to Unity 6. Okay, that was last year's version.
but yeah, I thought we'd only want to do this if it was put on the actual headset. It was like it's we're playing in the
That's
event
long.
version.
That's what it was going to 10 seconds.
I think so.
There's a lot of critical.
I've never used this.
Dr. Bodzin, were you building with Giant for Android? Or for WebGL?
We were building for Windows, doing the Windows and Mac build, and in our documentation, we just followed the instructions.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just followed the instructions for the build settings, making sure it was set on, because you got, whatever it was set, you get this drop-down list that you select either Mac OS or Windows.
Oh yeah, this is for PC builds. If you
PC
were
build.
making PC builds, that's correct.
Yeah,
But why did you say it was on Android?
well, I could have spoke wrong. I don't know what, whatever our instructions say, that's what we followed. But this isn't making the build, right? It's just adding.
No, we are just switching the platform of Unity for Android instead of PC.
It does recompile everything and change. I don't know, maybe I've never. I don't know.
So have y'all, are you all on Android on your own computers for this, or are you in Windows?
I'm on Windows right now.
All right, so everybody needs to change to Android, right?
Wait.
It won't still work with the
Like,
device
simulator or so.
I see, like, what Maddox is saying makes sense. We can test with PC, but like, we just updated to under Unity 6. We don't know if something changed in the back structure, and now we must be in Android.
I don't know, like maybe.
So, all right,
yeah.
so all the students working on this project, they should make sure that they're on Android platform, not Windows.
Well, if this
right?
works, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you know why? Because they are designing and trying to test and build for VR, not for
VR.
PC.
Yeah, so y'all should be on, make sure you're changing your.
It says install with Unity, because I don't have Android.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
our
yeah.
package.
Yeah, it's just a package you can, like.
Yeah, you
install
can-
it.
Will we be able to test with the device simulator?
Junior, they asked, go ahead, say the question again.
I
If we,
didn't hear the question.
if we change to Android, will we be able to play test with the device simulator, or will we have to use a headset, like every time?
You can test with the device.
Up right now.
Okay, and then the other question was, Nina,
Yes.
you need to get a package manager, was that what we need to?
Yeah,
do?
like I have to install, I don't have it available, so it says install
Okay,
Android.
you know how to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a module, right? You can do that in Unity Hub. T, can you test something before, please?
I don't have it.
Can you check here if the device that Quan is connected is loaded? Okay, good. Now let's try.
I don't know about Unity 6, but like, I don't think it's work for. You working that for?
What's the thing about it? I'm still the way, like,
I don't know, just give you like.
yeah, what's something on some good?
Let's do the troubleshooting with Quan now.
I think.
Quan, did you open Rift mode like that white room before?
I'm gonna write it.
Didn't work out?
No, I'm still white.
Was this headset updating by any chance?
Yeah, updated. It just update. It have a weird
So,
update.
if the headset started an unrequested update, we need to have it finish the update, then we have to turn off and reboot the headset as many
I
times.
just try another headset.
Yeah, also one question about like, I thought like the scene we're having problems with.
Oh, yeah.
Which like honestly the way we're connected to the farm.
Like scene 7.
Yeah, should we try that?
We could try, yeah, well, we could try that before we try the device.
Yeah, I don't think this seems good enough, but I just have to roll out like the possibilities.
To go up to Browning desktop.
I like the picture.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Really? Awesome.
Sorry.
May I actually get a
Really,
different?
since that is working.
Yeah.
Gotta love,
Seeing some work.
gotta love that.
Wait, did you just enable the devices there?
Like,
Can I use 7? Is that fine?
Yeah, try it.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. And, we get these, this is what, before we do any kind of outreach, you can charge these suckers up,
Yeah.
because sometimes they just turn on by themselves.
Nothing.
Gee, this seems to be
Don't know.
Oh,
this seems to have a camera from the PC, not the, because we are still rendering the 2D UI on the corners. And when we hit play with the headset mode, you can see that the user's head is gonna be moving the camera all the time for us, and the camera is now static.
we've charged batteries.
Okay, let me disable it.
Oh,
Yeah, the charge, I don't know how much charge these things have.
Okay.
It's a shell. It seems that it doesn't change.
Check it out, bill setting for whatever it was.
wait, do you have the Oculus app running on the PC, right?
Yeah, we do even.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah.
I hope there's enough charge in those batteries. Them to do an outreach, I don't know how long these things are.
Yeah. That one didn't boot apparently.
Yeah, yeah, if for some reason, if those batteries on those controllers, we'll just use like in the cabinet, I got like not rechargeable batteries, but real batteries. Swap it.
Yeah.
We need to.
I don't remember, wait, what's, it didn't change this machine, no, we looked at it.
The G6 changed like everything.
Edit and.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wait, we should have over checked this, didn't we? No.
Oh yeah, that's what I was asking Cheat also to do in the beginning, to open this project settings so you can select Oculus.
That's ready.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking, that one is that.
You got some juice? Yeah, battery on those controllers, Maddox?
I think so.
Okay. So he thinks so, yeah.
I didn't check them.
Only you can use this matter.
Like, and you use the controllers?
Oh, yeah, they're good.
Okay, nice.
Okay,
I'll
all right.
just charge these guys then. Okay, so I just hope that's not a device problem.
Why?
It's loading.
I hope it's not a device problem. You want to sit down?
So,
I'll be then, unless I'm inside the way.
so Junior,
Yes?
I'm in
what
the Westlake.
we just did with the,
Yeah.
excuse me, what we just did with the plugins, is that what all the students should be doing also in their Unity versions?
Yes.
Yes, did y'all, so,
There is another thing, Dr. Bodzin and T. Whenever
yeah,
you do this kind of installation of plugins or packages,
yeah,
after it installs, close Unity and load it up again. Because Unity loves to like get choked in whatever we installed and it doesn't work properly.
We have.
We
trouble
changed.
So should I?
did y'all catch which plugins that he selected just now? All right, hold on, time out, everybody, time out, okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so Junior, we need to get a couple things in the notes, because what we just did,
Just close it.
hold on, time out,
Yeah, so
everybody,
sorry.
time out. Because the students didn't catch all that, and if they need to have those settings in their Unity 6 versions, then we need to know. So under Lehigh VR study notes, they need to, which plugin was that? That we just added?
All plugin management. Select Office,
XR
plugin management.
plugin management.
In projects.
All right, I get, and then and then the next one, T, after they add the plugin, XR plugin management, and then they have to,
Select.
so,
Oculus.
Select. Aaron. Oculus. All right. Junior, if you could think of, besides, I think there was something else that we did. There was a move that we made that that we just added, right?
We switched the platform to
Switch-
It's
Switch-
taking a really long time to download.
That's okay.
Can we try switching?
And switch platform to Android, right?
Cause it's not.
All right. So I'm putting this in the, yeah.
Dr. Bodzin, I think the most effective course of action now is to assign this type of prep for all of them so they can do it and document. Because if there's anything new, they will be taking snapshots and we can update our documentation. There may be something new because we just updated to Unity 6. But like following a set of step by step is once it's not enough for us to really understand what's going on. So this is a crash course style. Go to Google and say like, how do I test my Oculus Quest 3 with Unity live without having to build, you know?
Yeah, let's try. Okay, wait, let's stay with one.
Yeah. And it should be very good.
All right, so if this, should we try and, yeah, so this is, we're in scene 6, right? And this is what Reed was saying, we got problems.
But I'm not, it's not.
This isn't, yeah.
Is Maddox in the headset?
Yes,
Maddox, what are you seeing over there?
It's just the quest link, it's just not like, it's just not doing anything.
So it's not even loading Unity in the headset, right?
It shows Unity 6, like, there's a spinning thing like it's loading, but it's not doing.
Wait,
Yeah, this is the right.
I mean, we can try going back to Windows.
I wonder if this is-
Do you use Oculus or OpenXR?
it was Oculus, but I think like OpenXR works with Focus, but I can't remember which one it was on.
Can we try switching to OpenXR?
Yeah, that's true.
When you do any of that, can you see the last thing that we were trying, scene 7, and
Yeah,
then put it to the
yeah.
VR version?
Yeah.
And not the desktop version. Because I think we loaded the
Well, it was previously the desktop version, that's what I was working on, so I was adding.
but the last time you showed it, it had the emulator on the screen, so you could see all the.
Well, I just didn't.
Okay, so wait, what scene was it?
No, I think we're good. I think we're just gonna test this.
Okay, so
You guys want to try opening up?
Uh-oh, Houston, we've got a problem. I went to Google and I typed the search topic, testing Unity 6 app with MetaQuest 3. The most recent discussion and forums are from 4 months ago and 7 months ago, and the titles are Meta SDK is not compatible with Unity 6. Unity 6 doesn't currently work with MetaQuest 3.
What?
wait, but we
What?
No,
working, like,
we got it
last
working
week,
for
you know.
scene 7. But check OpenXR instead of
Sit down, you've been standing for it.
It has to be somewhere. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
or
Yeah.
maybe uncheck Oculus or
There's no way.
we definitely got it working last week for scene 7.
You guys you had your build set to Windows, right?
I mean, like,
No.
we only changed like the some plugin management, we only messed around with that, we didn't change anything.
I mean, like when you guys got it working,
Yeah, we only messed around with that, so plugin management.
but aren't we on the same bridge still?
We're on Android right now.
I don't.
Because
Were you able to test it before with the headset?
Yeah. Like last week, yeah, we got to work with like scene 7. It was. Yeah. I can't
should we
remember.
switch the scenes?
maybe there's a difference in the XR thing.
Why don't we
Like the issue is that like the both guys are always like different also feeling, so that's like. What was like, I don't know, what we were talking about. Okay.
So you cannot do this on any board.
Try doing,
I've never done that, but I know.
we could try them.
That's if you put the build on a head, so I think if you're playing the edge, like you have to be. Or whatever, like, I don't know, maybe it's new with your six, I'm used to Unity 2022.
Yeah, I mean, like,
You need to have a stable at work and then you have it work.
I think the but like if it doesn't want it should be demonstrate the work and just in desktop, you might limit to stuff. Since we have like 15.
Yeah, that's, I'm a little concerned about the time, because we're like, yeah, about 11 minutes left. I would like us to try scene 7, like Michelle was mentioning, just to see if we can see something that's worked, you know, in the headset.
Like, we're given.
Yeah, see. Oh, it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
There's your scene 6, white screen.
That's like a flashbang.
Yep.
Wow.
We got so many.
And you got two red
That's so
airs.
weird, it's like-
council.
It's like it's. Let's see.
Now check scene 7.
Yeah.
Wait, what scene were we just in?
That was 6.
Gotta see that we had to use.
What
I
did
go
you,
to Brownie
did you change the
desktop
window?
scenes.
No, it's open next time. Oculus open next time.
Scene 6.
so it's still Android though.
Texture,
Yeah, work.
clear sign.
And disable the device.
That's what I think. Because given those, looking at those two red marks in the council, had to do with shaders and things that were probably from the Unistorm.
Oh, what was this? Make me feel better.
Can you try the Oculus settings?
I mean, I just have a spinning hourglass.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, wait, what's the right arrow?
Let's see, we got nothing red. So,
Okay, I found a post in the Meta forum 10 hours ago. Oh, but the person is not using Unity 6. Ah,
That's impossible. Like, we didn't change anything when we were doing the iOS 6 on, no, iOS on like Friday, right? It was not working now.
Oh, that's a Unity 6, yeah, and VR was working.
Yeah, it was working.
I get our,
Well, I feel like that rig is set up differently.
Oh, that really good. Okay,
Yes.
that's that.
yeah. Might be, it's a different actually.
Because that rig is from, the origin of that is from the ArcGIS sample. From Esri,
We just want to demonstrate.
or it's from the third, yeah, no, from the third person thing from Esri, but or maybe I pulled the, I don't know. It's from, that is different. I still have the spinning hourglass. So it's just not,
Do you want to just go and read it?
you.
That's not emulator, or should I demonstrate the work?
Should I like
Yeah.
should I put out a class or put out a unit?
I think we only have like 8 minutes. I don't think we're doing. Did you close it?
I closed out of, it was just not lit.
I mean, like, it's like what? It's over the pipe.
who is driving?
Is it
G,
right?
Yes.
Wait, do you want
somebody shared a solution
stop it.
yesterday that we might try. they say that we should try to downgrade the Unity OpenXR to 2.0.01 and then OpenXR plugin package to 1.12. So the first one is Unity OpenXR meta package. Wow, this name is weird. There, OpenXR plugin to 1.14.0. Can you go to the version history?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, and then update down there to 1.14.0. After you do that, we will find the what?
Hey, Maddox,
Yeah,
you can disregard the email I sent. I think you granted access to INLU River, right?
yeah,
It looks like, I see it now, current user. Okay, so just disregard that. I see it.
yeah, that's the red cat one.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we might have notifications checked, actually.
There it is.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. We gotta go further. So first, you need to find OpenXR meta package.
Get something later. I mean,
Oh, it's the Oculus one.
No, no.
Oculus XR plugin. Let's go to 2.0.1.
Hard to say, I think, but-
Oh, they don't have it.
I hate it when we have, when things like this happen. But we have days like this. Yeah.
Or let's try our own formula too. Try to upgrade this Oculus XR plugin to 4.5, please.
But, all right, since we're getting low on time here, y'all did make progress though, right? Yes, okay. So we're just having issues trying to get it to work with the headset with the right plugins. This is gonna be some trial and error. So I think here's what we'll need to, before we walk out of the room tonight, what we'll do is, we'll set up 5 new branches off plastic for y'all to keep working. At least we've got the, everything's merged to main, and then let's create new branches. So everyone can continue, working on your, photospheres that you were in. I would just encourage among y'all, if you hit a stumbling block, you're all in a communication thing, right? Right.
Yeah.
So communicate with each other, because I think when I was reading the sprint report, it sounded like some folks had some wins and were able to get things done, and there's others that had a couple issues. And what I'm hoping is by doing the merge today, now that will have access to those same components in the whole project, that if there is something that works in one photosphere, you should be able to go into that photosphere, take a look at how that components are checked out and apply it to yours.
Useful demo than what I did.
What's that?
Might be useful demo what I worked on.
Okay. So do you want to share your screen?
Yeah.
Or is that the best way?
Yeah.
Hey, Liam is quickly gonna, T, you want to just go ahead and start making some new branches on that? All right, so T will make the branch. Liam's gonna share with, the demo, what he was able to accomplish.
Are we done with the video?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're done with the VR today. Yes, Junior's emojis there. That's how I feel right now.
I love that.
Which photosphere?
This, so, why is it so small? So this is scene 1. Yeah. So I worked on getting interaction with the sign, but having it instead of pop up as like a 2D thing in front of the camera as an actual 3D thing in space. And having the zoom stuff be interactable. So that, and then you have this. And then you can click on these as well.
Nice.
And you also can't click on them again through objects, which is something I had to deal with.
Nice.
But yeah, and then closing it as well. Yeah, basically that.
So the information signs you got working well. All right, and so everyone does have, I think, most people have information signs in your photosphere.
Yeah.
So if you haven't, again, this is the idea of why we merge, because if, as you're working on your signs now, keep photosphere 1. You know, you can go into Liam's, you can take a look at Liam's code and stuff and see what he did there. Sure. All right, yeah, it's 6 o'clock. So Steve, thanks for making the new branches. So everyone's got a new branch in plastic. I know we didn't get a chance for everybody else to kind of show what they did this week. I think in 2 weeks we have to swap order. Yeah, so have a good break, everybody. Folks are sticking around or traveling or spring break. Yeah.
How are you gonna like give a presentation tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I have a question.
Oh, yeah, question.
Need to-
Yeah. So if folks have to leave, 6, I'll stay here as long as people need me.
The time you guys spending like
Oh, let me take a.
doing the slides, just put it in the screen report. Like
That's true, yeah.
the hours that you spend to create the slides, put it in the screen report.
Yeah.
No form. Is your,
I will be with you guys tomorrow.
is your like project about them for custom? You have 3 sets.
Yeah.
I think I'm just watching them.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions?
Like jumping off and everything and like. Yeah, it
About,
was just.
Yeah, he always.
Anything. You
so
got me and Junior still here, so.
Yeah, he's great.
I had like more like
He was just like
business
this
model
with them.
like question.
Like, after like he would tell us about it, like I would ask him about like social media, like.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
You guys learn about this in already?
Yeah.
All kinds of-
So I know like. On our website, on the environmental literacy website, all the, you can play all of them for free, I'm pretty sure. So what's like how, like what's like the plan to get like.
France.
France, and that's,
Yeah,
because I know, because game sales are in like the old like.
Wait.
Canvases, I don't know if somebody's doing that.
we're not. No, I mean, the bottom line is, I don't have any infrastructure to run a business, right?
Yeah,
And we're an academic lab. So again, we're working, our model has really been a partnership model with our non-formal education centers that we partner. So some of them, like Lehigh Gap Nature Center and Jacobsburg, have already got funds through. Jacobsburg actually got dollar appropriations through the state government to get headsets. They got Quest 2s.
okay.
CAD over at the Lehigh Gap Nature Center. We've worked with them. They have 2 grants. One's from Keystone Savings Foundation and the other one is from. I'd have to look it up. I can't remember. They have a second. It's from, it's Lehigh County. They have a grant from Lehigh County to provide, purchase headsets and support some implementation activities. And that also, ancillaries, like you need batteries, you need chargers, you need masks, you need cleaning equipment, all that kind of stuff. And that's what the county's grant pays for.
So the grant for Jacobsburg was from,
All right, so Jacobsburg had theirs, they actually had found some internal money from from the state, Pennsylvania state of Pennsylvania. From DEP. That's the thing. So what happened a couple of years ago, it was like 2 years ago, there was a surplus and Rob took advantage of the surplus and put in a request to get the headsets and they got the headsets. This was before, we even, they haven't even used them. They're sitting there, they're waiting on us. I mean, we ran a couple outreach. We did a staff training with them with with green version. And then we did 2 outreach events over there. They didn't do it with their staff, but we did it with ours so they could see it, how it runs. With industrial history. So really with them, the next step is, it's really, once we get the builds done pretty soon, we'll bring over their headsets and put the 2 complete projects that we have on their headsets for them to use. And same with Lehigh Gap, Maybe we'll bring their headsets over here some point later this semester. We get those final APK
I don't know
builds.
if this works.
We're bringing our headset or
Their
headset.
Yeah, their headsets here, so that they can run it, with their staff. And so again, our model has been with our design partnerships, with our partner groups, they're nurture takers. Like another example is on March 29th, are you able to come March 29th?
I need to check.
Yeah,
I need to check.
you need to check for me, let me know. So for example, on March 29th, the Nurture Nature Center is doing an event with a lot of youth coming. And the topic is flood education. And so they asked, now that we have flood adventures in the desktop VR, they asked if we could come over and bring some laptops and set it up. I talked to Kate a while back, I pitched this to her, and I have some funding too. I have to bring it to college. We're using that to pay, for Maddox, Quantum, probably T, because I've got them under contract already. And Kate's coming too. So we're gonna bring as many laptops as we can find. We'll have flood adventures on it, and they'll get us into their network, and we'll run the study. Yeah, there. On that day. So we've done that kind of thing, kind of set that up.
Okay.
So we're working on a partnership model. We're working with organizations that are nonprofit organizations, like 501(c), I think is the proper term. Okay. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, since we're since we're an educational institution, like I said, we're going to disseminate from our website, and also so on the board there, we're going to get this stuff up on the MetaQuest store and SideQuest for dissemination. That's the plan. We're not there yet, but it's on the board. Hopefully for the end of the semester, we'll make that happen. Okay, we're close. We're really close.
And I checked everything on Environment University website. I know like the only games that were like available to play were Lehigh RiVR Immersive and Flood Adventures.
Right. Right now, and that flood adventure is data collection, right? Too. That version requires you have to go through like these IRB forms and read all this text that, hey, we're collecting data. All right. We're not getting as many people playing it as I wish. Too.
Flood adventures?
Yeah,
I can share it around with my friends.
please do.
Yeah.
As many people as you can share it. Yeah, we've only got about 29 or 30 people. Valid data.
Well, we're gonna get something.
We good. Yeah, tomorrow we'll get some data. Yeah, with the students coming over from Brockton.
Okay. And so like WebGL and like desktop versions for everything else, like we're just like we're like I know us four are working on Lehigh RiVR, but
Yeah.
like for the desktop versions of the other games, like why aren't they like up right now?
Like I said, Watershed Explorers, we're testing the analytics.
Okay.
So that's the main, that's been
Same with Mystery at this point.
Sample Mystery of the Lehigh Gap. So the headset versions, so we conduct and everybody else, last fall, and even prior to the fall, we conducted the research study, because what we do is before we're gonna make it public, we have to conduct the research. So, because that's what we do here, we're research faculty. So we have research questions and that's all in the drive too. There's a whole research thing if you want to dig in there and see what our research questions are like for different studies. So we conducted, for example, junior's dissertation work was all on IVR Green. It was desktop, he was looking at comparing desktop and headset implementation. And then we did Watershed Explorers Industrial History headset at 5. We conducted 10 outreach events at 5 different non-formal centers. And we got the data collected. We're in the process now of just writing up the articles right now. Got statistics made, Jones running initial path analysis. What we found, I will share you with this. It's really exciting in her path analysis is we had a measure for place-based local context, and that had a very high relationship to engagement, and then engagement goes off to learning. And there's some other watersheds. Yeah, industrial history version. And so we've got these, but what we found was when we ran that study, there was an issue with the Spanish language version. And so we fixed it. That's fixed. And then the other thing was once that got fixed, then like you can see on the board all that mess there about the 3 different watershed versions. They now have to get, they all have to get the analytics in them. And so they've been doing that. They've got the analytics in them. And now that's left is they have to test. So earlier today, we showed you the RedCap database that Maddox had. I can just kind of show you real quickly here. I mean, when you look at this, turn here, but we're gathering, there's a whole bunch of different builds and versions that we're gathering data from, and some we're testing. So when you see things like IVR Yellow VR, that's the headset version of industrial history. That was that research study I was just telling you about. Then IVR1 green PC, IVR1 yellow PC, IVR full PC. So we have these 3 versions. So right now, Juan and T are testing out the analytics, making sure that everything is getting submitted to the database. And they think by the end of the end of the next week, they should be done. And then once that's done, then it's just a matter of making the builds for like the PC build and making it into a zip file and putting it up on the website. And Gian and I spent a lot of time today dealing with that issue. We've been working that flood adventure of trying to get the PC build and the Mac build on. We figured out how to do it for the PC build, no problem. And remember the thing about that error message that came this morning? I was talking, today I started with, I'm saying, this is what the Mac's doing. Say, no, it's got malware or something. What do we do? So now I have to explore that and figure out what are the steps in there. And just to kind of show you, I think I have this over here. Oops, this is ejected. So thanks. Okay, so what happens here is like when you go into flood adventures and you click if you're under 18. So this right now is what we were working on today. And so we actually have this is, you can now play it on a PC version. It downloads, here's the instructions. And then I've got this linking to the Mac version right now, that zip file. It'll download the zip file, but again, you can't open it without all that air stuff going on. So I've got to update this as soon as possible. End of the day, we get to it. Okay. Problem with the website, this we're using Drupal, which is not user friendly. Usually you build test pages and you put them in test places first. That's not the way Drupal lets you do things easily. So I ended up publishing this and it is what it is right now. I'll have more instructions on this hopefully by Wednesday. Yeah,
I guess,
so yeah,
one more question I have.
so I think by the end of the month, I think we're gonna very soon we'll have all this stuff, all the downloads up on the website for definitely 3 versions of Watershed Explorers. And soon after that, Mystery will be up there too.
100% better than
Yeah,
But I think, I don't know, what do you think? Like, there might be a situation where I only have a couple of weeks. Like mystery might be done,
Tomorrow.
but I'll have a couple of weeks.
No, not that one, let me.
yeah, then we'll move
Yeah.
into the GIS repository.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I
I
tried
get
to be your free tomorrow, but
Yeah.
I got moved to another.
Anything else? Yeah.
What are like the most recent like grants like?
The recent grants, so obviously we have one from the College of Education, that's the partnership grant. That was about 30, I shared that with y'all, right?
Oh, yeah.
I shared that grant with you and I don't have that retreat, I sent you that, and I think I sent the Northampton grant also, a tax
Yes.
grant. So those are our 2 most recent grants. And we still have some budget left in that COE partnership. I can only use that for personnel costs. So so in terms of budget, I mean, one of the things that we pay for, like your access into plastic, the Unity version control. And to be part of like the Unity team with our group. And again, I don't know how it all pays out. I just pay the bills, right? Like I get this one bill from Unity and it's about like they give me a certain number of seats free and then I have to pay for additional seats. And it also depends on the month. So some months I'm just paying $9, like during the breaks, right? No students are working. It's it's usually like $9. But then I start adding like $45 to $63 a month to that. And so, I asked from a Bill Whitney Mountaintop, I think I put in a request to cover like what your seats cost. It's usually like $7 a month per student, right? And they provide some funds for that, Mountaintop does. And then I provide, out of my own pocket, I get a little kickback to some of my own grants and I, that account's getting kind of low, but it's not super low. I mean, got a couple $1,000. So I usually pay whatever, out of that account too.
So for, she said on Mountaintop, is that just like the opposite?
Yeah, and so they're supporting that. That's why we put on all our projects and also our publications, we always acknowledge Creative Inquiry for support. What's their support of this project?
Good, thank you. You guys have any questions?
Yeah, in terms of the presentation, a question that I kept running into was basically like, what is the long-term? Long-term goal?
Yeah, and about how Creative Inquiry also like focuses on business. And
Yeah.
since you said that your goal isn't to make a business, that really is hard to make a business model if.
Well,
Does that make sense?
Or nonprofit. So
Yeah.
even nonprofits, like if you're, let's say a museum, right, or a science center, you're a nonprofit, but you still have a business model, right? You still got to bring in money, you pay your employees, right? So even nonprofits have a business model. It's just that we're not using, like, again, I don't have a business model that I can say, hey, let's do this business model and be sustainable, right?
Yeah. Like
I'm an academic. I don't have the time to run a business. I mean, that's the bottom. I mean, I don't know how else I can put it that way,
Like last year, I have referees. I think he's like, he is working for HSBC. So he asked me a lot of questions on business. But then after that, I have referees doing like behavioral sciences. So they will ask me much about businesses.
So,
So check their profiles.
but I will tell you, we asked about the long term. I'll tell you what the long term is right now. So, where our group is really headed is with the GIS. You know, you see at the bottom there's that after we get all this other stuff done, the next thing is to move into create a new GIS repository. And I don't know if you've seen IVR4, that's not a true GIS repository. It's a learning activity. But the GI, there's a lot of live data feeds that we can access in Unity through GIS with dynamic map. And one of the things that not many people are doing this with in education. Some businesses are doing it, but I don't know if they're doing it with headsets or just with desktop VR, like they're building digital twins of cities and things like that to like examine infrastructure. So what we're going to do is we want to develop a GIS repository where we're going to bring in the data layers, and what's nice hand in hand with what Juan's group is IVR4 is working is we'll be able to figure out interfaces because we don't know what it looks like to access flow. You can access flow rate meters in the Lehigh River and the tributaries. So we can put icons in the map and you can click and then access. It's a messy data. So can we access that data and make it look understandable, you know, in a GIS? I mean, we have land use covered, you know, we know what the rivers and streams look like, places and things like that. But again, like putting in flood elevation data. So if you have, what happens if you have a 50-year flood or a 100-year flood? What does that look like in this kind of space? We want to develop that kind of stuff. All our partners have given us all this historical imagery. I'd like to put in a layer, this is kind of on the first thing, so just a layer of historical imagery. All right, so what does that look like as a user when you look at it? How many pictures would you look at a time? We're going to include captions. I mean, all that stuff has to be figured out. So once we build the space, right, and it's going to take a while. I mean, these are a multi-year thing, right? I'm hoping, let's say 3 years from now, the technology with the artificial intelligence, I'm hoping what we'll be able to do is then get an avatar in there that runs on AI and becomes a personal learning environment where you're able to talk to an avatar and the avatar will say, what would you like to do today? Would you like to explore historical imagery? Would you like to look at, you know, flood elevations or locations that flood? Would you like to look at impacts of abandoned mine drainage? We can do that with the GIS. We do that with GIS. But now, what does it look like to bring that all into a headset with Unity? No one's done this yet. And again, I'm not jumping, you don't see me jumping on the AI right now because people are still trying to figure out the AI. You know, you've heard about personalized learning environments, right? They're saying, oh, the AI is going to do this. Well, you have to train the AI to do it. And right now, that takes, to do it right, you got to write prompts, scaffolding, how it responds to you. That takes years. Right now, you can't do it. I mean, you got to hire people, you got to program that stuff. But the way the technology's going at an exponential rate, 3 years, 4 years, that should be able to come off the shelf. I mean, like even the thing, no, it wasn't in this group. I had another group that now with Unity 6, you can put in, there's an AI thing that you can just put in and it makes something move and follow something. It's just a quick line of code. So again, that didn't exist before Unity 6. So everything is changing in this field at such a rapid rate. And us as developers, you know, we kind of have to pick and choose our battles. Is where do we want to be innovators or when we're early adopters as opposed to more later adopters in certain things. Because when you're, as you see, when you're doing stuff like this, innovation and early adoption, it takes time. I mean, you're troubleshooting a lot. And with AI stuff, you know, we don't have people doing, I guess we can stop recording, right? I'm sorry.